This is my beautiful pregnant wife. Unlike my ex, she can actually give me children, Tyler announced loudly at his college reunion. Old classmates whispered. The gym doors opened. His ex-wife walked in wearing their university colors. Behind her, 4 identical boys wore tiny alumni t-shirts. Sorry we're late, everyone. The boys wanted to see where their daddy and I first met. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now subscribe to the channel and let's get started. This is the best month I've had all year. 15 cars sold. Tyler Morrison stood in the break room at Davidson Auto Dealership on High Street in Columbus, Ohio. He held a cup of coffee in one hand. His other hand pointed at the sales chart on the wall. His name was at the top. "That's great, Tyler," said his co-worker James. James sat at the small table eating a sandwich. He did not look at the chart. He had seen Tyler point at it 3 times already this week. "You know what makes it even better?" Tyler continued. He did not wait for James to answer. "My fiancée Jennifer is 8 months pregnant. I'm going to be a dad, finally. My first wife couldn't give me kids, but Jennifer can. Everything is working out perfectly." James nodded slowly. He took another bite of his sandwich. Tyler smiled and walked out of the break room. He returned to his desk in the sales area. The dealership was quiet this Tuesday morning in March. Only 2 customers walked around looking at cars. Tyler sat down at his desk. He turned on his computer. He checked his sales numbers again, even though he had checked them an hour ago. The numbers were still good. Tyler leaned back in his chair. He looked at himself in the reflection of his office window. He fixed his brown hair with his hand. He was 32 years old. He wore an expensive blue polo shirt and khaki pants. He thought he looked successful. The mail arrived at 10:30. A woman from the front office brought a stack of envelopes to Tyler's desk. Tyler sorted through them. Bills, advertisements. Then he saw a large envelope. It was thick and made of expensive paper. The return address said Ohio State University Alumni Association. Tyler opened the envelope carefully. Inside was an invitation printed on red and gray paper, the school colors. Tyler read it out loud quietly. "You are invited to the 10-year reunion of Ohio State University class of 2013. Saturday, March 23rd at 7 o'clock in the evening. Ohio State Gymnasium. Food, drinks, and music provided. We look forward to seeing you." Tyler read the invitation 3 times. He smiled. He put the invitation down on his desk. He looked at his reflection in the window again. He imagined himself at the reunion. He imagined walking into the gymnasium. He imagined people looking at him. He imagined introducing Jennifer to everyone, his beautiful, pregnant fiancée. Tyler felt powerful. He picked up his desk phone and called Jennifer. She worked at a clothing store downtown managing their social media accounts. The phone rang 3 times before she answered. "Hello? Jennifer, it's me," Tyler said. His voice was excited. "I have great news." "What is it?" Jennifer sounded distracted. Tyler could hear voices in the background. She was probably at work. "I got an invitation to my college reunion. It's this Saturday night at Ohio State. We're going." "Oh, that sounds fun," Jennifer said. Her voice brightened a little. "I'd love to meet your old friends." "Perfect. I'll pick you up at 6:30. Wear that blue maternity dress, the one I like." "Okay, Tyler. I have to get back to work. I'll see you tonight." "Love you," Tyler said. "Love you too." Jennifer hung up. Tyler put the phone down. He looked at the invitation again. He thought about his college friends. He thought about David Chen, his old roommate. He thought about the people from his business classes. He thought about Rachel from economics. He wondered what they all looked like now. He wondered what jobs they had. Tyler wanted them to see how successful he had become. The afternoon passed slowly. Tyler sold 1 car to a young couple. They bought a red sedan. Tyler filled out the paperwork. He shook their hands. He walked them to the door. Then he sat at his desk again and waited for 5 o'clock. When his shift ended, Tyler got into his black BMW. The car was new. He leased it 6 months ago. The leather seats were soft. The dashboard was shiny. Tyler loved this car. He drove out of the dealership parking lot and headed north toward Dublin, Ohio. His parents lived there. Dublin was a wealthy suburb of Columbus. Large houses sat on large lots. Country clubs and golf courses filled the area. Tyler's father, Robert, owned 3 car dealerships. His mother, Patricia, played tennis and had lunch with her friends. Tyler grew up with everything he wanted. He never struggled. He never went without. Tyler pulled into his parents' driveway at 5:45. The house was big and white with tall columns in the front. Tyler parked his BMW next to his father's Mercedes. He walked to the front door and rang the bell even though he had a key. His mother opened the door. "Tyler, sweetheart, come in." Patricia Morrison was 58 years old. She wore a white tennis outfit. Her blonde hair was pulled back in a ponytail. "Hi, Mom." Tyler kissed her cheek and walked into the large entrance hall. The floor was marble. A crystal chandelier hung from the ceiling. "Your father is in the kitchen. We're about to have dinner. Perfect timing." Tyler followed his mother through the house to the kitchen. The kitchen was huge with white cabinets and granite countertops. Robert Morrison stood at the counter pouring himself a glass of wine. He was 62 years old with gray hair and an expensive suit. "Tyler, good to see you, son." Robert shook Tyler's hand firmly. "Hi, Dad." They all sat down at the kitchen table. Patricia had made steak, potatoes, and salad. She served everyone. Tyler cut into his steak and took a bite. "So what brings you by on a Tuesday?" Robert asked. Tyler swallowed his food. "I got an invitation to my 10-year college reunion. It's this Saturday night. I wanted to tell you." Patricia clapped her hands together. "How wonderful! Are you bringing Jennifer?" "Of course. I want everyone to see her. I want everyone to see that I'm about to be a father." Robert nodded approvingly. He cut his steak. "You've done well for yourself, son. Much better than that first marriage." Tyler agreed. He took another bite of steak. "Sarah couldn't give me children. The marriage wasn't going anywhere. I had to move on." Patricia reached over and patted Tyler's hand. "You made the right choice, sweetheart. Jennifer is lovely, and you'll be such a good father." They ate dinner and talked about business. Robert told Tyler about sales numbers at the dealerships. Tyler told Robert about his sales at Davidson Auto. Patricia talked about her tennis tournament next month. Nobody mentioned Sarah's name again. It was as if she never existed. Tyler left his parents' house at 7:30. He drove back to downtown Columbus. He lived in the Arena District in a modern apartment building. The building had a gym, a pool, and a doorman. Tyler parked in the underground garage and took the elevator to the 8th floor. Jennifer was already home. Tyler could smell pasta cooking. He opened the apartment door and walked into the living room. The apartment was clean and modern with gray furniture and white walls. "I'm home," Tyler called out. Jennifer came out of the kitchen. She was 26 years old with long blonde hair and blue eyes. Her belly was very large. She wore sweatpants and one of Tyler's old Ohio State t-shirts. "Hi, honey." Jennifer kissed Tyler. "Dinner is almost ready." "Smells good." Tyler put his hand on Jennifer's stomach. He felt the baby kick. "He's active tonight." Jennifer smiled. "He's been kicking all day." They ate dinner together at the small dining table. Tyler told Jennifer about the reunion. He told her about his parents. He told her about his sales numbers. Jennifer listened and nodded. She looked tired. Her feet were swollen. Her back hurt. But she smiled when Tyler talked. After dinner, they sat on the couch and watched television. Tyler thought about Saturday night. He thought about walking into the gymnasium with Jennifer. He imagined people's faces when they saw his pregnant fiancée. He imagined their reactions when he told them about his successful sales career and his new BMW and his modern apartment. Tyler felt excited. He felt proud. He felt like he had won something. He left Sarah 3 years ago because their marriage was boring, because he wanted something better, something more exciting. And now he had it. A younger woman, a baby on the way, a successful career. Tyler went to bed that night at 10 o'clock. Jennifer was already asleep beside him. Her breathing was slow and steady. Tyler stared at the ceiling. He smiled in the darkness. Saturday would be perfect. Everyone would see how well his life had turned out. Everyone would see that he made the right choice. Tyler fell asleep with that thought in his mind. He did not think about Sarah at all. He did not think about the past. He only thought about Saturday night and how good it would feel to show everyone his perfect new life. Tyler had no idea that someone else from his past had also received a reunion invitation. Someone who had a very different story to tell. Sarah Morrison woke up at 6 o'clock Tuesday morning. Her alarm clock beeped loudly on the small table next to her bed. She reached over and turned it off. The apartment was still dark and quiet. Sarah sat up slowly. Her back hurt a little. She slept on an old mattress that needed to be replaced. But a new mattress cost money. Money that Sarah did not have extra of right now. She walked quietly down the short hallway to the second bedroom. The door was open. Inside, 4 small beds lined the walls. In each bed, a boy slept. Matthew, Marcus, Michael, and Mason, 7 years old, identical quadruplets. They had brown hair and brown eyes. They looked exactly like their father. Sarah watched them sleep for a moment. Matthew's mouth was open slightly. Marcus held a stuffed dinosaur. Michael had kicked his blanket off during the night. Mason slept curled up in a ball. Sarah felt love fill her chest. These boys were everything to her. She walked to the tiny kitchen in their apartment in Clintonville, a neighborhood on the north side of Columbus, Ohio. The apartment had 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a small living room. It was not big, but it was clean and safe. Sarah turned on the coffee maker and pulled out a box of cereal from the cabinet. At 6:30, Sarah went back to the boys' bedroom. "Time to wake up," she said gently. She opened the curtains. Gray morning light filled the room. The boys stirred. Marcus sat up first. He rubbed his eyes. "Good morning, Mommy." "Good morning, sweetheart. Come get breakfast." One by one, the boys woke up. They walked to the kitchen in their pajamas. Sarah poured cereal into 4 bowls. She added milk. The boys sat at the small table and ate. They talked about school. They talked about their friend Danny, who could do a cartwheel. They talked about the math test today. At 7:15, there was a knock on the apartment door. Sarah opened it. Her mother, Linda, stood in the hallway. Linda was 60 years old with short gray hair and kind eyes. She wore jeans and a sweater. "Good morning, Mom," Sarah said. "Good morning, honey." Linda came inside and kissed Sarah's cheek. She walked to the kitchen. "Good morning, boys." "Good morning, Grandma," the 4 boys said together. Linda helped Sarah get the boys ready for school. She made sure they brushed their teeth. She made sure they put on clean clothes. She tied Mason's shoes because he still had trouble with the laces. At 7:45, Sarah loaded all 4 boys into her old minivan parked on the street outside the apartment building. The minivan was 12 years old. It was silver with a dent in the back door. The passenger window did not roll down anymore. But the engine worked. That was what mattered. Sarah drove the boys to Clintonville Elementary School on West Henderson Road. She taught at a different school, but the boys went to school near their apartment. Linda would pick them up in the afternoon. "Be good today," Sarah said as the boys climbed out of the van. "I love you." "Love you, Mommy," they called back. They ran toward the school building holding their backpacks. Sarah watched them go inside. Then she drove across town to Lincoln Elementary School where she worked. The school was older with red brick walls and a small playground. Sarah had taught 2nd grade here for 9 years. She loved her job. She loved helping children learn to read and write and solve math problems. Sarah parked her minivan in the teacher parking lot. She grabbed her bag full of papers and walked into the school. Other teachers said good morning as she walked down the hallway. Sarah smiled and waved. She unlocked her classroom door and turned on the lights. Her classroom had colorful posters on the walls. One wall showed the alphabet. Another wall showed numbers 1 through 100. Student artwork hung on strings across the ceiling. Sarah's desk sat in the corner covered with stacks of papers to grade. At 8:30, her students started arriving, 22 second graders. They hung up their coats and sat at their desks. Sarah took attendance. Then she started the lesson. Today, they were learning about addition with two-digit numbers. Sarah wrote problems on the whiteboard. The students copied them into their notebooks. At noon, Sarah ate lunch in the teacher lounge. Her co-worker Beth sat next to her. Beth was 45 years old and taught third grade. "How are the boys?" Beth asked. She bit into her sandwich. "Good. They have a math test today. Marcus was nervous about it this morning. He'll do fine. He's a smart kid. They all are." Sarah smiled. "Thank you." The afternoon passed with more lessons. Sarah taught reading. Her students read a story about a family of rabbits. Then they answered questions about the story. At 3 o'clock, school ended. The students left. Sarah stayed at her desk, grading papers for an hour. Then she drove back to Clintonville. Sarah stopped at the apartment building to check her mailbox. The mailboxes were small metal boxes in the lobby. Sarah opened hers with a key. Inside were several envelopes. She pulled them out and looked through them. Electric bill, credit card offer. Then she saw a large envelope made of thick paper. The return address said Ohio State University Alumni Association. Sarah's heart beat faster. She knew what this was. She opened the envelope slowly. Inside was an invitation printed on red and gray paper. "You are invited to the 10-year reunion of Ohio State University class of 2013, Saturday, March 23rd at 7 o'clock in the evening, Ohio State Gymnasium." Sarah stared at the invitation. She remembered Ohio State. She remembered meeting Tyler there during her senior year. They met at a coffee shop on campus. Tyler seemed charming and confident. Sarah thought he would be a good partner. She believed he loved her. They got married 6 months after graduation. Sarah was 22 years old and thought she had found her future. But Tyler left 3 years ago. He filed for divorce and moved out in 2 days. Sarah was 3 months pregnant at the time. She tried to call him. He never answered. She tried to tell him about the pregnancy. He blocked her number. Sarah went to the doctor alone and learned she was carrying quadruplets. 4 babies. She was terrified, but she did not give up. Sarah folded the invitation and put it back in the envelope. She walked upstairs to her apartment. Her mother was in the living room. The 4 boys were sitting on the floor playing with toy trucks. "Mommy!" they yelled when she walked in. They ran to hug her. Sarah hugged each boy. She kissed their heads. "Did you have a good day?" "I got an A on my math test," Marcus said proudly. "I'm so proud of you, sweetheart." Linda stood up from the couch. "I made chicken nuggets for dinner. They're in the oven staying warm." "Thank you, Mom. You're a lifesaver." Linda put on her coat. "I'll see you tomorrow morning." She kissed Sarah goodbye and left. Sarah fed the boys dinner. They ate chicken nuggets and carrot sticks. They drank apple juice. After dinner, the boys took baths. Sarah helped them put on pajamas. They brushed their teeth. Sarah read them a story about a dog who went on an adventure. The boys fell asleep at 8:30. Sarah sat on the couch in the quiet living room. She pulled out the reunion invitation again. She read it one more time. Sarah thought about throwing it away. She did not want to see Tyler. She did not want to think about the past. But part of her wondered what Tyler's life looked like now. Part of her wondered if he ever thought about her. Part of her wanted people to know the truth. Tyler told everyone that Sarah could not have children. That was a lie. The evidence was sleeping in the next room. Sarah put the invitation on the coffee table. She would think about it later. She pulled out a stack of papers from her work bag and started grading. She graded math tests until 10 o'clock. Then she went to bed. The next day passed the same way. Sarah woke up at 6. She got the boys ready for school. Linda came to help. Sarah taught her second grade class. She came home and made dinner. She read to the boys. She graded papers. On Thursday evening, Sarah drove to her mother's house on Patterson Avenue. The house was small with a front porch and a tiny yard. Linda had lived here for 30 years. The boys loved visiting their grandmother's house. Linda had a toy box full of old toys in the living room. Sarah and Linda sat at the kitchen table drinking tea. The boys played in the living room. Sarah could hear them laughing. "Mom, I got an invitation to my college reunion," Sarah said quietly. Linda looked at her daughter. "When is it?" "Saturday night, at Ohio State." "Are you going to go?" Sarah shook her head. "I don't think so. Tyler will probably be there." Linda was quiet for a moment. She drank her tea. "Sarah, honey, you have nothing to hide. You raised 4 beautiful boys by yourself. You work hard. You're a good mother. Tyler is the one who should be ashamed. He abandoned his children. He lied about you. I know, but I don't like attention. I don't like conflict." "Then don't go. But if you want to go, you should. People need to know the truth. Tyler told everyone you couldn't have children, but you can. You have 4 sons. Don't you think people should see that?" Sarah thought about her mother's words. Linda was right. Sarah had nothing to hide. She worked 2 jobs after the boys were born to make ends meet. She went to every doctor appointment alone. She raised 4 children by herself for 7 years. She never complained. She never asked Tyler for money. She just did what needed to be done. "I'll think about it," Sarah said. Friday evening came. Sarah was grading papers on the couch when someone knocked on her apartment door. She opened it. Monica Chen stood in the hallway holding 2 pizza boxes. "Special delivery," Monica said with a big smile. "Monica!" Sarah hugged her best friend. "Come in." The boys heard Monica's voice and ran from their bedroom. "Aunt Monica!" Monica put the pizza boxes on the kitchen counter and hugged each boy. "I brought pizza for my favorite nephews." The boys cheered. Sarah got plates and napkins. They all sat around the small kitchen table eating pizza. The boys told Monica about school. They told her about their soccer practice tomorrow. They told her about everything. After the boys finished eating, they went back to their bedroom to play. Monica and Sarah sat on the couch together. "So," Monica said, "did you get the reunion invitation?" Sarah nodded slowly. "How did you know?" "Because I got one too, and I know Tyler probably got one. Are you going?" "I don't know. I don't want to see him." Monica turned to face Sarah. Her expression was serious. "Sarah, listen to me. You should go. You should show everyone how strong you became. You should show them your beautiful boys. Tyler told everyone you couldn't have children. He made you look broken. But you're not broken. You have 4 amazing sons. People should see that. People should know the truth." Sarah felt her throat tighten. "I'm scared." "I'll be there with you. Kevin will be there too. You won't be alone. And those boys deserve to have their father's lies exposed. They deserve better than Tyler pretending they don't exist." Sarah looked toward the bedroom where her sons were playing. She could hear them laughing. They were happy. They were healthy. They were everything Tyler said she could never give him. Monica put her hand on Sarah's arm. "You don't have to decide right now. Think about it. But I really think you should go." After Monica left, Sarah sat on the couch holding the reunion invitation. Her hands shook slightly. Sarah did not sleep well Friday night. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling. The apartment was quiet except for the sound of the boys breathing in the next room. Sarah thought about Tyler. She thought about the day he left 3 years ago. It was December, cold and gray. Tyler came home from work at 6 o'clock. Sarah was making dinner. Tyler stood in the kitchen doorway and said, "I want a divorce." Sarah dropped the wooden spoon she was holding. "What? I'm not happy. This marriage isn't working. I want a divorce." Sarah felt her whole body go cold. "Tyler, what are you talking about? We can work this out. We can go to counseling." Tyler shook his head. "I already made up my mind. I'm moving out this weekend." And he did. 2 days later, Tyler packed his clothes and left. Sarah tried to call him. He never answered. She left voicemails. He never called back. 2 weeks after Tyler left, Sarah missed her period. She took a pregnancy test. It was positive. Sarah tried to tell Tyler. She called his phone. The call went straight to voicemail. She tried again the next day. The phone rang, but Tyler did not answer. She sent text messages. Tyler never replied. Finally, Sarah called Tyler's parents. Robert Morrison answered. "Hello? Mr. Morrison, this is Sarah. I need to talk to Tyler. It's important." There was silence. Then Robert said, "Tyler doesn't want to talk to you, Sarah. Please don't call this number again." He hung up. Sarah called Tyler's work. The receptionist answered. "Davidson Auto Dealership. How can I help you? Can I speak to Tyler Morrison, please?" "Who's calling?" "His wife, his ex-wife, Sarah Morrison." The receptionist put her on hold. 5 minutes passed. Then the receptionist came back. "I'm sorry, ma'am. Tyler says he can't take your call." Sarah realized Tyler was blocking her completely. She went to the doctor alone. The doctor did an ultrasound. That's when Sarah learned she was carrying 4 babies, quadruplets. The doctor said it was very rare. The doctor asked if Sarah had family support. Sarah said yes. But she was lying. She had no one except her mother. Sarah lay in bed remembering all of this. She remembered the fear. She remembered crying alone in the dark. She remembered thinking she could not do it, but she did. She raised 4 boys by herself, and they were wonderful. At 6 o'clock Saturday morning, Sarah got out of bed. She took a shower. She stood under the hot water for a long time. Today was the reunion. Sarah still had not made her final decision. After her shower, Sarah made breakfast for the boys. They woke up excited because it was Saturday. No school today. "Can we go to the park?" Matthew asked. "Maybe later," Sarah said. "I might take you somewhere special today." "Where?" Mason asked. "It's a surprise." At 9 o'clock, Linda arrived. She let herself in with her key. The boys were watching cartoons in the living room. "Good morning, everyone," Linda said. "Morning, Grandma," the boys called without looking away from the television. Linda walked to the kitchen where Sarah was washing dishes. "Did you decide about the reunion?" Sarah dried her hands on a towel. "I want to go, but I'm scared." "What are you scared of?" "I'm scared of seeing Tyler. I'm scared of people staring at me. I'm scared the boys will ask questions I can't answer." Linda put her arm around her daughter. "Sarah, those boys are 7 years old. They're smart. They know they have a father somewhere. Maybe it's time they see him, even if it's just from across a room." Sarah nodded slowly. "Monica said she'll be there with me." "Then you won't be alone, and I think you should bring the boys. Let people see them. Let Tyler see what he gave up." Sarah made her decision in that moment. She would go. She would bring her sons. She would tell the truth. "Okay," Sarah said. "I'm going." Linda smiled. "Good. What time does it start?" 7 o'clock tonight. Then we have all day to get ready." Sarah spent the morning cleaning the apartment and doing laundry. The boys played in their room. At noon, Sarah made sandwiches for lunch. After lunch, she told the boys to take naps. They complained because they were too old for naps. But Sarah insisted. She wanted them to have energy for tonight. While the boys slept, Sarah went through her closet looking for something to wear. She did not have many nice clothes. She pulled out a simple blue dress. It was plain but clean. She tried it on. It fit. It would work. At 3 o'clock, Sarah woke the boys up. "Time to get ready. We're going to Ohio State tonight." "Why?" Marcus asked. "Because Mommy went to college there. I want to show you where I studied. There's a party with lots of people. You'll get to see the gymnasium and eat snacks." The boys got excited. Sarah helped them put on their matching Ohio State t-shirts. Linda had bought the shirts last year at a garage sale. They were red with white letters that said, "Future Buckeyes." The boys looked adorable. Sarah took a shower and washed her hair. She put on the blue dress. She looked at herself in the bathroom mirror. She looked tired. She had dark circles under her eyes from not sleeping well. But she looked honest. She looked like a mother who worked hard. At 4 o'clock, Monica called. Are you really going? Yes, Sarah said. I'm going, we're going. You're bringing the boys? Yes, all 4 of them. Monica was quiet for a second. Then she said, Sarah, that's brave. That's really brave. What time are you getting there? I think we'll arrive around 7:30. I don't want to be there right when it starts. Good idea. Kevin and I will be there at 7. We'll find you when you arrive. Thank you, Monica. That's what best friends are for. Sarah hung up the phone. She looked at the clock. It was 4:15. She had 2 hours and 45 minutes until they needed to leave. Sarah made an early dinner for the boys. Spaghetti with butter and cheese. The boys loved spaghetti. She did not want them to be hungry at the reunion. After dinner, Sarah packed her bag. She put in juice boxes and crackers in case the boys got hungry later. She put in tissues. She put in her phone and her keys. At 6:30, Linda came back to the apartment. You look beautiful, honey. I look tired, Sarah said. You look like a strong mother. That's what you are. Sarah hugged her mother. Thank you for everything, Mom. I couldn't have done any of this without you. Yes, you could have, but I'm glad I could help. At 6:45, Sarah loaded the boys into the minivan. They climbed into their car seats. Sarah buckled each one. She checked the buckles twice to make sure they were secure. Mommy, why are you nervous? Michael asked. He was the most observant of the 4 boys. He noticed everything. I'm not nervous, Sarah lied. I'm just excited. Sarah got into the driver's seat. She started the engine. She looked at the apartment building one more time. Then she pulled out of the parking spot and drove toward Ohio State University. The drive took 20 minutes. Sarah drove slowly. Her hands gripped the steering wheel tightly. The boys talked in the back seat about the cartoons they watched this morning. Sarah barely heard them. Her mind was racing. What would Tyler say when he saw her? What would he say when he saw the boys? Would he deny they were his? Would he make a scene? Would Jennifer be there? Sarah had heard through friends that Tyler was engaged to a younger woman, a pregnant woman. The thought made Sarah angry. Tyler told everyone Sarah could not have children, but he was having a baby with someone else. Sarah pulled into the parking lot outside the Ohio State Gymnasium at 7:25. She parked the minivan far from the entrance. She turned off the engine. She sat in the driver's seat, breathing slowly. Are we here? Matthew asked. Yes, we're here. Can we go inside? Sarah looked at her 4 sons in the rearview mirror. They looked so much like Tyler. Same brown eyes, same smile, same face shape. Anyone who knew Tyler would recognize these boys immediately. In a minute, Sarah said. Let me just take a breath. Sarah closed her eyes. She thought about Monica's words. You should show everyone how strong you became. Sarah thought about her mother's words. You have nothing to hide. Sarah thought about her sons. They deserved better than a father who pretended they did not exist. Sarah opened her eyes. She opened the car door. She got out. She opened the sliding door and started unbuckling the boys from their car seats. Stay close to me inside, Sarah told them. Hold hands. Don't run off. Okay, Mommy, they said. Sarah took Matthew and Marcus by the hand. Michael and Mason held each other's hands and walked beside her. They crossed the parking lot slowly. Music came from inside the gymnasium. Sarah could hear voices and laughter. They reached the entrance. Sarah stopped. Her heart was beating so fast she could feel it in her throat. Mason tugged on her dress. Mommy, can we go in now? Sarah looked down at him. His brown eyes were wide with excitement. He had no idea what was about to happen. None of the boys did. They just thought they were going to a party. Sarah took a deep breath. Yes, let's go in. She opened the door. The gymnasium was huge and loud. Red and gray balloons hung from the ceiling. Tables with food lined one wall. A DJ played music. At least 200 people filled the room. They stood in groups talking and laughing. Some people danced. Sarah walked inside, holding her boys close. At first, nobody noticed them. Then a woman near the door looked down and saw the 4 identical boys. The woman stared. She tapped her friend's shoulder. Her friend looked and stared too. Sarah kept walking. She moved through the crowd slowly. More people noticed. Conversations slowed. People pointed. Sarah's face felt hot. She wanted to turn around and run back to the van, but she kept walking. She saw Monica standing near the punch table. Monica waved. Sarah felt relief wash over her. She walked toward her best friend. Then Sarah saw him. Tyler. He stood in the center of the gymnasium wearing an expensive shirt. Next to him stood a blonde woman with a very large pregnant belly. Tyler was laughing about something. He looked happy. He looked successful. He had no idea Sarah was there. Sarah's hands shook. This was it. This was the moment. She could still turn around. She could still leave. Nobody would blame her. But Sarah thought about 7 years of raising 4 boys alone. 7 years of Tyler's lies. 7 years of people believing she was the problem. Sarah walked to the center of the gymnasium floor. The DJ was playing a loud song, but people were watching her now instead of dancing. Sarah stood 15 feet from Tyler. She spoke in a clear voice. "Sorry we're late, everyone. The boys wanted to see where their daddy and I first met." Tyler turned around. His face went from smiling to confused to shocked in 3 seconds. His mouth opened. His eyes went wide. He stared at Sarah. Then his eyes moved down to the 4 boys standing next to her. Matthew, Marcus, Michael, and Mason stood holding hands. They looked up at all the adults with curious faces. They wore their matching red Ohio State t-shirts. Their brown hair was neatly combed. Their brown eyes were bright. The gymnasium got quieter. The DJ was still playing music, but people stopped talking. They stopped dancing. Everyone looked at Sarah. Then they looked at the 4 identical boys. Then they looked at Tyler. Jennifer, the blonde, pregnant woman next to Tyler, looked confused. She touched Tyler's arm. "Tyler, who is this?" Tyler did not answer. He could not speak. His face had lost all color. He looked like he might be sick. Monica pushed through the crowd. She walked quickly to Sarah's side. Monica smiled at the crowd. She spoke loudly so everyone could hear. "Everyone, these are Sarah's sons, Matthew, Marcus, Michael, and Mason. They're 7 years old. Beautiful boys, aren't they?" Monica looked directly at Tyler. "Tyler, don't you think they look familiar? They look exactly like you did in college. I remember the pictures in the yearbook." People in the crowd started whispering. An older woman pulled out her phone. A man in a gray suit stepped closer to see the boys better. Everyone was doing math in their heads. 7 years old. Tyler divorced Sarah 3 years ago. That meant these boys were born after Tyler and Sarah got married. That meant Sarah was pregnant when Tyler left her. A tall Asian man pushed through the crowd. He walked up to Tyler. "Tyler? Man, is this true?" Tyler finally found his voice. "David, I didn't..." He stopped. He looked at Sarah. He looked at the boys again. "Sarah never told me she was pregnant." Sarah had practiced this moment in her head 100 times. She knew Tyler would lie. She stayed calm. Her voice was steady and clear. "I was 3 months pregnant when you filed for divorce. You came home from work on a Tuesday in December. You said you wanted a divorce. You moved out that weekend. I tried to call you. You never answered. I tried to text you. You never replied. I called your parents. They told me not to call again. I called your work. They said you refused to talk to me. You blocked my number 2 weeks after you left." The crowd was completely silent now. Even the DJ had turned down the music. People stared at Tyler. Sarah continued. "I found out I was pregnant after you left. I tried to tell you. You wouldn't answer. I went to the doctor alone. The doctor told me I was carrying quadruplets. 4 babies. I was terrified, but I didn't give up. I had these 4 beautiful boys. I raised them by myself for 7 years." Jennifer made a small sound. Her hand went to her mouth. She looked at Tyler with wide eyes. "You have 4 children?" Tyler turned to Jennifer. His face was desperate. Jennifer, please, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. Monica stepped forward again. You didn't know because you blocked Sarah's number. You didn't know because you refused to talk to her. You made a choice, Tyler. David, the tall Asian man, was staring at the four boys. He had been Tyler's roommate in college. He remembered what Tyler looked like when they were young. These boys had Tyler's exact face, the same eyes, the same smile. There was no question whose children they were. Tyler, David said slowly, these boys look exactly like you. Exactly. A woman with red hair spoke up from the crowd. I'm Rachel. I was in economics class with Tyler and Sarah. Tyler told me his marriage ended because Sarah couldn't have children. He said that just an hour ago. Other people nodded. Tyler had told many people the same story. He told them Sarah was infertile. He told them that was why the marriage failed. He made Sarah look broken. Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. She looked at Tyler. Her voice shook. You told me your ex-wife couldn't have children. You told me that was why you got divorced. Tyler reached for Jennifer's arm. Jennifer, let me explain. This isn't what it looks like. Jennifer pulled her arm away. Don't touch me. Her voice was louder now. You have 4 children? 4 children you abandoned? Tyler looked around the gymnasium. Everyone was staring at him. Some faces showed anger. Others showed disgust. Tyler felt trapped. His perfect evening was destroyed. His reputation was destroyed. Everything was falling apart. This is not fair, Tyler said. His voice was getting louder. Sarah should have tried harder to tell me. She should have come to my work. She did try, Monica interrupted. She called you. She texted you. She called your parents. She called your work. You blocked her everywhere. You didn't want to hear from her. You wanted your new life. Matthew tugged on Sarah's hand. Mommy, why is everyone yelling? Sarah knelt down next to her sons. It's okay, sweetheart. Everything is okay. Tyler heard Matthew call Sarah, Mommy. Something broke inside him. These were his sons. 4 boys he never met. 4 boys who looked exactly like him. 7 years of their lives he missed completely, but Tyler did not feel regret. He felt anger. He felt embarrassed. Everyone was looking at him like he was a monster. David stepped closer to Tyler. Tyler, are these your kids? Tell the truth. Tyler looked at the 4 boys. He looked at Sarah. He looked at David. Yes. I don't know. Maybe. Monica laughed. It was not a happy laugh. Maybe? Look at them, Tyler. They're identical to you. Everyone can see it. Jennifer started crying harder. She put her hands on her pregnant belly. A woman from the crowd came to her side. Are you okay, honey? Do you need to sit down? Jennifer shook her head. She looked at Tyler one more time. Her face showed betrayal and hurt. I can't believe this. I can't believe you lied to me. Jennifer turned and walked toward the gymnasium door. She moved quickly even though she was 8 months pregnant. Several women followed her. One of them put an arm around Jennifer's shoulders. Tyler watched Jennifer leave. He tried to follow her. Jennifer, wait! Monica blocked his path. Let her go, Tyler. Get out of my way, Monica. No, you've done enough damage. Let that poor woman go. Tyler looked at Monica. Then he looked at Sarah. Why did you come here? Why are you doing this to me? Sarah stood up. She had been kneeling next to her sons. She looked Tyler in the eyes. I came here to tell the truth. You told everyone I couldn't have children. You made me look broken, but I'm not broken. I have 4 healthy sons. You're the one who left. You're the one who lied. Tyler's face turned red. You ruined my life. You ruined everything. Sarah's voice got stronger. You ruined your own life. You abandoned your children. You lied to everyone. This is your fault, not mine. People in the crowd pulled out their phones. Some were taking pictures. Others were recording video. A woman in a black dress held up her phone recording everything Tyler said. David looked at his old roommate. Tyler, man, you need to leave. You need to go. Tyler looked around the gymnasium one more time. Nobody was on his side. Nobody defended him. His old friends turned their backs. People whispered and pointed. Tyler felt humiliated. He pushed through the crowd and walked toward the door. People moved out of his way. Nobody tried to stop him. Nobody said goodbye. Tyler left the gymnasium alone. The door closed behind him. The gymnasium was quiet for a moment. Then people started talking all at once. Everyone had questions. Everyone had opinions. Sarah stood in the center of the room with her 4 sons. Monica put her arm around Sarah's shoulders. "You did it. You told the truth." Sarah felt her legs shaking. The adrenaline was wearing off. She felt dizzy. "Can we sit down?" Monica led Sarah to a chair near the punch table. The boys followed. David brought them cups of punch and cookies. "Here you go, guys." The boys took the cookies happily. They did not understand what just happened. They just thought it was a party with lots of people. Rachel, the woman with red hair from economics class, came over to Sarah. "I'm so sorry, Sarah. Tyler told me you couldn't have kids. I believed him. I feel terrible." "It's not your fault," Sarah said quietly. "Tyler lied to everyone." Other people came over. They apologized. They said Sarah was brave. They said her sons were beautiful. They said Tyler was wrong. Kevin, Monica's husband, had recorded the entire confrontation on his phone. He looked at the video. Everything was there. Tyler's face when he saw the boys, Sarah's calm explanation, Tyler's lies, Jennifer leaving, everything. "This video is important," Kevin said to Monica quietly. "People need to see this." Monica nodded. "Post it. People should know what kind of man Tyler Morrison is." Outside in the parking lot, Tyler sat in his BMW. His hands gripped the steering wheel. His whole body shook with anger. How dare Sarah embarrass him in front of everyone? How dare she bring those boys? How dare she ruin his perfect life? Tyler started the car. He drove out of the parking lot too fast. He did not know where he was going. He just knew he needed to get away from that gymnasium. Inside, Sarah sat with her sons eating cookies. Monica sat next to her. David and Kevin stood nearby. The party continued around them, but everything had changed. Sarah's phone buzzed in her purse. She pulled it out. It was a text from Jennifer's number. "Thank you for telling me the truth. I'm sorry he hurt you." Sarah stared at the text. She felt sad for Jennifer. Jennifer thought she was building a life with Tyler. Now she knew the truth. Now she knew Tyler was a liar who abandoned his own children. Sarah looked at the text message one more time. Then she put her phone away. She did not know what to say to Jennifer. Jennifer was a victim too. Tyler had lied to her just like he lied to everyone else. Mason climbed onto Sarah's lap. "Mommy, can we go home now? I'm tired." Sarah looked at the clock on the wall. It was 8:15. The boys usually went to bed at 8:30. They had been up past their bedtime, and the gymnasium was loud and overwhelming. "Yes, sweetheart, we can go home soon." Monica heard this. "Do you want me to walk you to your van?" Sarah nodded. "That would be good." Monica stood up. She called to Kevin. "We're going to walk Sarah and the boys out." David heard this too. "I'll come with you, just in case Tyler is still outside." They all walked toward the gymnasium door. Sarah held Matthew and Marcus by the hand. Michael and Mason walked with Monica. People watched them leave. Some people smiled at Sarah. A few women waved. One man gave Sarah a thumbs up. Outside, the March air was cold. Sarah pulled the boys close to her. They walked across the dark parking lot toward the minivan. David and Kevin walked ahead, checking to make sure Tyler was not waiting by Sarah's van. "It's clear," David called back. Sarah unlocked the van. She helped each boy into his car seat. She buckled them in carefully. The boys were quiet now. The excitement had worn off. They were tired and ready to go home. Monica hugged Sarah. "You were so brave tonight. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here with me. I couldn't have done it without you. Call me tomorrow. We'll talk." Sarah got into the driver's seat. She started the engine. She waved goodbye to Monica, Kevin, and David. Then she drove out of the parking lot. The drive home was quiet. The boys fell asleep in their car seats within 5 minutes. Sarah drove slowly through Columbus. The streets were mostly empty. It was Saturday night and people were out at restaurants and bars, but Sarah just wanted to get home. Sarah thought about Tyler's face when he saw the boys. She thought about Jennifer's tears. She thought about the people recording everything on their phones. Part of Sarah felt guilty. She ruined Tyler's engagement. She embarrassed him in front of hundreds of people, but another part of Sarah felt relief. The truth was finally out. Tyler could not lie about her anymore. People knew she had 4 sons. People knew Tyler abandoned them. Sarah pulled into the parking lot of her apartment building at 8:45. She parked and turned off the engine. She got out and opened the sliding door. The boys were all asleep. "Matthew, wake up, honey. We're home." The boys woke up slowly. They were groggy and confused. Sarah helped each one out of the van. They walked up the stairs to the apartment. Sarah unlocked the door. Linda was sitting on the couch waiting. "How did it go?" Linda asked. "I'll tell you later. I need to get the boys to bed first." Sarah helped the boys brush their teeth and put on pajamas. They were too tired to ask questions about what happened. They climbed into their beds and fell asleep immediately. Sarah walked back to the living room. She sat on the couch next to her mother. Suddenly, all the emotions hit her at once. Sarah started crying, not loud sobs, just quiet tears rolling down her face. Linda put her arm around Sarah. "It's okay, honey. Let it out." "I feel terrible." Jennifer was crying. Tyler looked so shocked. Everyone was staring. It was awful. "But you told the truth. That's what matters. Tyler needed to face the consequences of what he did." Sarah wiped her eyes. "I know, but it was so hard." They sat together for a while. Then Linda went home. Sarah took a shower and got ready for bed. She checked her phone. She had 20 new text messages. Most were from people at the reunion. People saying she was brave. People saying Tyler deserved it. People asking if she needed anything. Sarah did not answer the messages. She was too tired. She put her phone on the nightstand and went to sleep. Meanwhile, across town, Jennifer sat in her parents' house in Akron. She had called her mother from the parking lot. Her mother drove 45 minutes to Columbus to pick her up. Jennifer left her car in the gymnasium parking lot. She would get it tomorrow. Jennifer's mother, Carol, made her daughter tea. They sat at the kitchen table. Jennifer's father, Mark, sat with them. He looked angry. "I knew there was something wrong with that Tyler," Mark said. "He talked too much. He bragged too much. Good men don't act like that." Carol held Jennifer's hand. "Honey, I know this hurts, but you found out now instead of after the wedding. That's a good thing." Jennifer nodded. Her eyes were red from crying. "He lied to me about everything. He said his ex-wife couldn't have children. He said that's why they got divorced. But she has 4 sons. 4. And he abandoned them. What kind of person does that?" "A bad person," Mark said. "You deserve better." Jennifer put her hand on her pregnant belly. "What am I going to do? I'm having his baby in 4 weeks." Carol squeezed her daughter's hand. "You're going to raise your baby here with us. We'll help you. You don't need Tyler." Jennifer started crying again. She had thought Tyler was her future. She thought they would get married and raise their baby together. She thought she knew him. But tonight she learned everything was a lie. "I need to end things with him completely," Jennifer said. "I don't want him in my life. I don't want him around my baby." "That's your choice to make," Carol said. "Whatever you decide, we support you." Jennifer went to bed in her old bedroom. She lay in the dark thinking about Sarah and those 4 boys. Sarah had raised them alone for 7 years. Jennifer wondered if she could do the same. Could she raise a baby by herself? Jennifer decided she could. She was strong. Her parents would help her. She did not need a liar and a coward in her life. At the same time, Tyler drove around Columbus aimlessly. He did not want to go home to his apartment. Jennifer had a key. She might be there. Tyler did not want to face her. He drove past his parents' house in Dublin. The lights were off. They were probably asleep. Tyler thought about what his father would say when he found out. Robert Morrison valued reputation above everything. Tyler had just destroyed the family name. Tyler finally went to a bar on High Street. He ordered a beer and sat in a corner. The bar was crowded with college students. Nobody recognized Tyler. Nobody knew what happened at the reunion. Tyler checked his phone. He had 47 text messages and 15 missed calls. He did not read any of them. He did not want to know what people were saying. But Tyler's curiosity got the better of him. He opened Facebook on his phone. His feed was full of posts about the reunion. People were talking about what happened. Someone had posted a photo of Sarah with the 4 boys. The caption said, "Sarah Morrison and her 4 sons at the reunion, all abandoned by Tyler Morrison." The post had 300 likes already. People were commenting, "Tyler is disgusting. Those boys are beautiful. Sarah is a hero for raising them alone." Tyler felt sick. He closed the app. He finished his beer and ordered another. Then another. By 11 o'clock, Tyler was drunk. The bartender called him a taxi. Tyler gave the driver his address. Back at the gymnasium, the reunion continued. But everyone was talking about what happened. Groups of people stood around discussing Tyler and Sarah. Some people defended Sarah. A few people said she should not have brought the boys. Most people agreed Tyler got what he deserved. Kevin stood with Monica near the exit. He held up his phone. "I posted the video." Monica looked at him. "Where?" "Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I tagged Ohio State. I wrote that Tyler Morrison abandoned his quadruplet sons and lied about his ex-wife being infertile." Monica nodded. "Good. People should know what he did." Kevin looked at his phone. "It already has 200 shares." The video showed everything. Tyler's shocked face, Sarah's calm explanation, the 4 identical boys standing there looking confused, Tyler trying to lie, Jennifer crying and leaving. Everything was documented. By midnight, the video had 5,000 views. By Sunday morning, it would have 50,000. People who did not attend the reunion were sharing it. People from other states were commenting. The video was spreading faster than anyone expected. Sarah slept through all of this. She did not check her phone. She did not see the video. She just slept deeply for the first time in days. The truth was out. There was no taking it back now. Sunday morning arrived with bright sunshine. Sarah woke at 8 o'clock. The boys were still sleeping. Sarah got out of bed and walked to the kitchen. She made coffee and sat at the small table. Her phone was still charging in the bedroom. She had not looked at it since last night. Sarah thought about the reunion. She wondered what people were saying today. She wondered if Tyler had contacted Jennifer. She wondered if she did the right thing. At 8:30, the boys woke up. They came to the kitchen in their pajamas. Sarah made them pancakes for breakfast. They ate and talked about their dreams. None of them mentioned the party last night. They did not understand what happened. After breakfast, Sarah finally checked her phone. She had 93 text messages and 22 missed calls. Sarah's heart started beating faster. She opened her messages. They were from people at the reunion, from old classmates, from teachers at Lincoln Elementary, from parents of students. Monica had texted at 6 in the morning, "Sarah, call me when you wake up. The video is everywhere." Sarah's hand shook. What video? She opened Facebook. The first thing she saw was a video posted by Kevin Chen. The caption read, "Tyler Morrison abandoned his quadruplet sons and lied about his ex-wife being infertile. This is what happened when the truth came out." Sarah clicked on the video. She watched herself walk into the gymnasium with the boys. She watched herself say that the boys wanted to see where their daddy and she first met. She watched Tyler's face go white. She watched the whole confrontation play out. The video had been viewed 53,000 times. It had been shared 2,000 times. There were over 1,000 comments. Sarah scrolled through them. That poor woman raising 4 kids alone. Tyler is disgusting. How do you abandon your own children? Those boys look exactly like him. There's no denying they're his. Jennifer dodged a bullet. Good thing she found out before the wedding. Sarah put her phone down. She felt dizzy. 53,000 people had watched the worst moment of her life. Strangers were commenting about her children. This was not what she wanted. She just wanted people at the reunion to know the truth. She did not want the whole world to see it. Sarah called Monica. Monica answered on the first ring. "Sarah, are you okay?" "Monica, the video. Everyone is seeing it. I know. Kevin posted it last night. It's gone viral. I didn't want this. I didn't want everyone to see." Monica's voice was gentle. "I know, honey, but people need to know what Tyler did. He can't hide anymore. And people are supporting you. Read the comments. Everyone is on your side." Sarah hung up and read more comments. Monica was right. Most people supported her. They called her brave and strong. They said Tyler deserved to be exposed. Only a few comments were negative. Those said Sarah should not have brought the boys, but those comments were drowned out by supportive ones. Across town, Tyler woke up at 9 o'clock with a terrible headache. He was still wearing his clothes from last night. He had fallen asleep on top of his bed covers. His mouth tasted awful. His phone was buzzing constantly on the nightstand. Tyler picked up his phone. He had 147 notifications, text messages, Facebook comments, Instagram mentions, Twitter replies. Tyler's stomach dropped. He opened Facebook. The video was the first thing he saw. Kevin Chen had tagged him in it. Tyler watched the video with horror. Everything was there. His shocked face, his lies, Jennifer leaving. Everything. The video had been viewed 87,000 times now. The number kept going up as Tyler watched. People he knew were sharing it. People he did not know were commenting. His name was spreading across the internet. Tyler read the comments. His hands shook. Tyler Morrison is a deadbeat dad. This guy abandoned 4 kids. What a coward. I hope Jennifer runs far away from him. Someone find out where he works. His boss should see this. Tyler felt panic rise in his chest. His boss, Frank Davidson. What if Frank saw the video? Tyler tried to delete his social media accounts, but the video was already everywhere. Deleting his accounts would not make it disappear. The damage was done. At 10 o'clock, Tyler's phone rang. His mother, Patricia Morrison. Tyler thought about not answering, but his mother would keep calling until he picked up. "Hello? Tyler." His mother's voice was cold. "I just saw a video of you at a reunion. Is it true?" Tyler sat up in bed. His head pounded. "Mom, it's not what it looks like. It looks like you have 4 sons you abandoned. It looks like you lied to everyone about Sarah being infertile. Is that true or not?" Tyler tried to think of an explanation. "Mom, Sarah never told me she was pregnant. How was I supposed to know?" Patricia was quiet for a long moment. "Tyler, I watched the video. Sarah said she tried to call you. She said she tried to text you. She said she called our house and your father told her not to call again." Tyler remembered that phone call. Sarah had called 3 years ago. Robert had answered. He told Tyler about it later. Tyler told his father to hang up on her if she called again. Tyler had blocked Sarah completely. "Those boys look exactly like you, Tyler. Everyone can see it. Did you really not know?" Tyler did not answer. Patricia's voice cracked. "Those are my grandsons. I have 4 grandsons I've never met. Because of you." "Mom, don't call me for a while, Tyler. Your father and I need time to think about this." Patricia hung up. Tyler threw his phone across the room. It hit the wall and fell to the floor. Tyler put his head in his hands. Everything was falling apart. Sunday afternoon, Tyler went to the grocery store to buy food. He needed coffee and bread and milk. He walked through the store with his head down. He did not want anyone to recognize him, but a woman in the cereal aisle stared at him. She pulled out her phone. Tyler walked away quickly. He grabbed his items and went to the checkout. The cashier was a young woman with pink hair. She looked at Tyler's face. Then she looked at him closer. "Are you that guy from the video?" she asked. Tyler did not answer. He paid for his groceries with cash and left quickly. Back at his apartment, Tyler checked the video again. It had 120,000 views now. The number was growing by the hour. Tyler felt sick. Monday morning came. Sarah got the boys ready for school. She drove them to Clintonville Elementary and kissed them goodbye. Then she drove to Lincoln Elementary for work. Sarah walked into the school building at 7:30. Other teachers were in the hallway. They saw Sarah and stopped talking. Sarah felt her face get hot. They had seen the video. Everyone had seen the video. Beth walked up to Sarah. "Sarah, can I talk to you?" They walked to Sarah's classroom. Beth closed the door. She turned to face Sarah. "I saw the video," Beth said. "Everyone has seen it." Sarah felt tears in her eyes. "I didn't want it to be online. I just wanted people at the reunion to know the truth." Beth hugged Sarah. "You did nothing wrong. Tyler is the one who should be ashamed. And Sarah, people here support you. The other teachers, the parents, everyone." At 9 o'clock, the school principal, Mrs. Davis, called Sarah to her office. Sarah walked down the hallway with her heart pounding. Was she in trouble? Did parents complain? Mrs. Davis was 60 years old with gray hair and kind eyes. She smiled when Sarah walked in. "Sarah, sit down, please." Sarah sat in the chair across from Mrs. Davis's desk. "I saw the video from Saturday night," Mrs. Davis said. "I want you to know that this school supports you completely. What happened to you was not fair. You raised 4 boys alone while working full-time. That takes incredible strength." Sarah felt relief wash over her. "Thank you, Mrs. Davis. If you need anything, please let me know. We have resources, counseling, financial assistance, whatever you need." Sarah left the office feeling better. She taught her second-grade class. During lunch, several parents stopped by her classroom. They had seen the video, too. "Mrs. Morrison, we think you're amazing," one mother said. "Raising 4 boys alone. We want to help." "You don't need to," Sarah started to say. "We're setting up a GoFundMe page for you and your sons," another mother interrupted. "To help with expenses, you deserve support." Sarah did not know what to say. Strangers wanted to help her. People she did not know were donating money. By Monday afternoon, the GoFundMe page was live. Parents shared it on social media. People from the reunion donated. Strangers who saw the video donated. By evening, the page had raised $3,000. Meanwhile, Tyler went to work at Davidson Auto Dealership on Monday morning. He walked into the building at 8 o'clock. His co-workers stared at him. Nobody said good morning. Nobody smiled. They had all seen the video. At 8:30, Frank Davidson called Tyler into his office. Frank was 60 years old with white hair and a serious face. He had owned the dealership for 30 years. "Sit down, Tyler." Tyler sat. He knew what was coming. "I saw a video this weekend," Frank said. "A video of you at a college reunion. Are those your children?" Tyler opened his mouth to lie. But what was the point? Everyone had seen the video. "Yes." Frank shook his head. "Did you abandon them?" "Their mother never told me she was pregnant." "The video shows her saying she tried to tell you. She said you blocked her number." Tyler did not answer. Frank leaned back in his chair. "Tyler, I can't have someone with your character issues working here. You lied about your ex-wife. You abandoned 4 children. I'm letting you go. Pack your things." "You're firing me because of something that happened outside of work?" "I'm firing you because you're a liar, and because customers trust salespeople with good character. You don't have that. Get out." Tyler stood up. His face was red, but he did not argue. He walked to his desk and packed his belongings into a box. His co-workers watched in silence. Tyler carried the cardboard box out of Davidson Auto Dealership at 9:15 Monday morning. His BMW was parked in the lot. He put the box in the trunk. He sat in the driver's seat and stared at the steering wheel. He had lost his job. Everyone knew what he did. His life was falling apart. Tyler drove to his apartment in the Arena District. He carried the box inside and set it on the kitchen counter. He made coffee and sat on his couch. He needed to call Jennifer. He needed to explain. He needed to fix this. Tyler picked up his phone and called Jennifer's number. The phone rang 4 times. Then Jennifer answered. "What do you want, Tyler?" Her voice was cold. Tyler had never heard her sound like that before. "Jennifer, please. We need to talk. I can explain everything." "No. I don't want to hear your excuses. You lied to me about everything. You told me Sarah couldn't have children. You said that's why your marriage ended. But she has 4 sons, 4 boys you abandoned. Jennifer, I didn't know she was pregnant. I swear." "You didn't know because you blocked her," Jennifer interrupted. "You refused to talk to her. You made a choice. And now I'm making mine." Tyler felt panic in his chest. "What does that mean?" "It means I don't want you in my life. I don't want you around my baby. Don't call me again. Don't come to the hospital when I give birth. Don't try to contact me. We're done. Jennifer, please. I love you. I love our baby." Jennifer's voice broke. "If you loved us, you wouldn't have lied. If you loved us, you wouldn't have abandoned 4 other children. Goodbye, Tyler." Jennifer hung up. Tyler tried to call back. The call went straight to voicemail. Jennifer had blocked his number. Tyler threw his phone on the couch. He put his head in his hands. Jennifer was gone. His job was gone. His reputation was destroyed. Everything he built was crumbling. That afternoon, Tyler's father, Robert, called. Tyler considered not answering, but his father would just keep calling. "Hello? Tyler, we need to talk. Your mother and I are coming over." "Dad, I don't think... We're leaving now. We'll be there in 20 minutes. Robert hung up. Tyler cleaned his apartment quickly. He threw away empty beer bottles. He washed dishes in the sink. At 2 o'clock, there was a knock on the door. Tyler opened it. His parents stood in the hallway. Patricia looked like she had been crying. Robert looked angry. They came inside. Patricia sat on the couch. Robert stood by the window with his arms crossed. "Is it true?" Robert asked. "Do you have 4 sons?" Tyler nodded. "Yes." Patricia made a small sound. She put her hand over her mouth. "Did you know Sarah was pregnant when you divorced her?" Robert continued. "No, she never told me." "Did she try to tell you?" Tyler was quiet. "Answer me, Tyler. Did Sarah try to contact you?" "Yes, she called, she texted, she called the house." Patricia looked at her son. "I remember that call. You told your father to tell her not to call again." Robert's face was red. "You knew she might be trying to tell you something important. You chose not to listen. You chose to block her out." "I wanted a fresh start," Tyler said quietly. "I wanted a new life." "You have 4 children." Robert's voice was loud now. "You don't get to just start over and pretend they don't exist. Those boys are my grandsons. Your mother's grandsons. We'll never meet them because of what you did." Patricia started crying. "Tyler, how could you do this? How could you abandon your own children?" Tyler felt defensive. "Sarah should have tried harder to tell me." Robert walked over to Tyler. He stood very close. "No, this is your fault. You ran away. You lied. You told everyone Sarah was infertile. You made her look broken. And now everyone knows the truth. Everyone knows what kind of man you are." Patricia stood up. She looked at Tyler with disappointment. "Your father and I raised you better than this. We're ashamed of you, Tyler." Those words hurt more than anything. Tyler's parents had always been proud of him. They bragged about his sales numbers. They showed him off to their friends. Now they were ashamed. "We're going to find Sarah," Patricia said. "We're going to meet our grandsons, with or without you." Robert and Patricia walked to the door. They left without saying goodbye. Tyler stood alone in his apartment. Even his parents had turned their backs on him. Meanwhile, Jennifer sat in her childhood bedroom in Akron. Her mother, Carol, brought her lunch on a tray. Jennifer barely ate. She felt sick, not from the pregnancy, from the betrayal. "Tyler called," Jennifer said. Carol sat on the bed. "What did he say?" He wanted to explain. He said he didn't know Sarah was pregnant, but that's a lie. She tried to tell him. He chose not to listen. Carol took Jennifer's hand. You made the right choice, ending things with him. I know, but it still hurts. I thought I knew him. I thought we would have a family together. You will have a family. Just you and the baby and us. You don't need Tyler. Jennifer put her hand on her belly. The baby kicked. She wondered what kind of father Tyler would have been. Would he have abandoned this baby too when things got hard? Would he have lied about her someday? Jennifer pulled out her laptop. She searched for Sarah Morrison on Facebook. She found Sarah's profile. The picture showed Sarah smiling with 4 boys. All 4 boys looked exactly like Tyler. Jennifer stared at the picture. Those boys were beautiful. Tyler had missed 7 years of their lives. Jennifer clicked on Sarah's message button. She wrote, "Hi Sarah, this is Jennifer, Tyler's ex-fiancée. I want to apologize for what Tyler did to you. You didn't deserve that. Your sons are beautiful. I'm so sorry he abandoned them. Thank you for telling me the truth at the reunion. You saved me from making a terrible mistake. I hope you and your boys are doing well." Jennifer hit send. She did not know if Sarah would respond, but she wanted Sarah to know that Jennifer understood. Jennifer was a victim of Tyler's lies too. Tuesday morning, Sarah woke up and checked her phone. The GoFundMe page had raised $12,000. Sarah could not believe it. Strangers were donating. People from across the country who saw the video were sending money. Sarah also saw a message from Jennifer Parker. She read it twice. Jennifer was apologizing. Jennifer was thanking her. Sarah felt sad for Jennifer. Jennifer was pregnant and alone because of Tyler. Sarah wrote back, "Hi Jennifer, thank you for your message. I'm sorry Tyler lied to you too. You seem like a good person. You and your baby deserve better. I hope everything goes well with your pregnancy. Take care." Sarah sent the message. Then she got the boys ready for school. Life continued. The boys still needed breakfast. They still needed to get to school on time. They still needed clean clothes and packed lunches. At Lincoln Elementary, more parents stopped Sarah in the hallway. They hugged her. They told her they donated to the GoFundMe. They told her she was an inspiration. Sarah felt overwhelmed by all the attention. She just wanted to teach her class and go home. But people kept stopping her, kept telling her she was brave, kept asking about the boys. During lunch, Beth sat with Sarah in the teacher's lounge. "How are you holding up?" "I don't know," Sarah said honestly. "I didn't expect the video to spread like this. I didn't expect people to donate money. I just wanted Tyler to stop lying about me." "Well, he can't lie anymore. Everyone knows the truth now." Sarah nodded. That was true. Tyler's lies were exposed, but the cost felt high. Sarah's private life was now public. Strangers knew her story. Strangers knew her children's faces. Wednesday afternoon, Sarah received a call from a lawyer named Amanda Price. Amanda worked for a family law firm in Columbus. "Mrs. Morrison, I saw the video from the reunion. I'd like to help you file for child support. Tyler Morrison owes you 7 years of support payments. That's a significant amount of money." Sarah had never pursued child support. She did not want anything from Tyler. She just wanted to raise her boys in peace. "I don't know if I want to do that," Sarah said. "Mrs. Morrison, your sons deserve financial support from their father. It's their right. And the donations from the GoFundMe won't last forever. Let me help you. My services are free. I want to help." Sarah thought about it. The boys did deserve support. Tyler should contribute to their lives. He created them. He should help raise them, even if it was just financially. "Okay," Sarah said. "Let's do it." Amanda filed the paperwork on Thursday. She requested 7 years of back child support plus ongoing monthly payments. The court would decide the amount based on Tyler's income. But Tyler had just lost his job. He had no income now. Friday morning, Tyler received a letter from Amanda Price's law firm. He opened it and read the words, "Notice of child support claim." Sarah was suing him for child support. Tyler felt anger rise in his chest. Sarah was trying to take his money, but Tyler had no money. He lost his job. His savings were running low. The BMW lease payment was due next week and he could not afford it. Tyler called the BMW dealership. "I need to return my lease early. I can't make the payments anymore." The dealership said they would send someone to pick up the car. Tyler would lose his BMW. Everything Tyler valued was gone. His job, his car, his fiancée, his reputation, his parents' respect. Tyler sat in his expensive apartment and realized he could not afford the rent much longer either. His perfect life was completely destroyed. Tyler stared at the notice of child support claim. The paper said he owed 7 years of back payments. The paper said the court would determine the amount based on his previous income. But Tyler had no income now. He had no job. Soon, he would have no car. On Saturday morning, a man from the BMW dealership came to pick up Tyler's car. Tyler handed over the keys. He watched the man drive away in the black BMW. Tyler had leased that car only 6 months ago. It made him feel successful. Now, it was gone. Tyler needed a new job immediately. He opened his laptop and searched for sales positions in Columbus. He applied to 5 different car dealerships. He applied to 3 retail stores. He applied to an insurance company. He sent out 10 applications on Saturday afternoon. By Monday, Tyler received responses. All rejections. One email said, "We've decided to move forward with other candidates." Another said, "Your qualifications don't match our needs at this time." But Tyler knew the real reason. They had seen the video. They had searched his name online. Everyone in Columbus knew who Tyler Morrison was now. Nobody wanted to hire him. Tuesday morning, Tyler applied to more jobs: a furniture store, a phone company, a clothing store. He applied to 15 places. By the end of the week, he received 15 rejections. Tyler's rent was due on the 1st of April. His expensive apartment cost $2,000 a month. Tyler had enough money in his bank account for 2 more months of rent. After that, he would have nothing. Meanwhile, the video continued spreading. By the end of March, it had been viewed over 500,000 times. People across the country had seen it. People Tyler had never met were commenting about him. "This guy is a coward. I hope he never gets another job. Those 4 boys deserve better." Tyler stopped reading the comments. He stopped checking social media, but he could not escape it. When he went to the grocery store, people stared. When he rode the bus, people whispered. Everyone recognized him. On a Tuesday in early April, Tyler took the bus to a grocery store on the east side of Columbus. He needed a job desperately. He would take anything. He walked into the store and asked to speak to the manager. The manager was a woman named Rita. She was 50 years old with short brown hair. She looked at Tyler's application. "You worked in car sales?" Rita asked. "Yes, ma'am, for 8 years. I was top salesman at Davidson Auto Dealership." Rita looked at her computer screen. She typed Tyler's name into Google. Tyler watched her face change as she read. She had found the video. "I'm sorry," Rita said. "We don't have any positions available right now." "Please," Tyler said. "I need work. I'll do anything. Stock shelves, clean floors, anything." Rita looked at Tyler for a long moment. "We do need someone for the night shift. Stocking shelves. It pays $12 an hour. It's minimum wage." Tyler had made $70,000 a year at the dealership. $12 an hour was nothing, but it was better than nothing. "I'll take it," Tyler said. "You start Monday, 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning." Tyler took the job. He would work overnight stocking shelves at a grocery store. He would make less than $2,000 a month. He could not afford his apartment anymore. Tyler searched for cheaper places to live. He found a 1-bedroom apartment on the east side of Columbus. It was in a rough neighborhood. The building was old with peeling paint, but the rent was $600 a month. Tyler could afford that. Tyler moved out of his nice apartment in the Arena District on April 15th. He packed his belongings into boxes. He hired a cheap moving company. They drove his things across town to the new apartment. The new apartment was small and dark. The carpet was stained. The kitchen was tiny. The bathroom had mold in the corners. Tyler looked around at his new home and felt sick. This was his life now. Meanwhile, Sarah's life was improving. The GoFundMe page reached $20,000 by mid-April. Parents from Lincoln Elementary donated. People from the reunion donated. Strangers who saw the video donated. Sarah cried when she saw the total. She had never had this much money in her life. She could finally move to a bigger apartment. The boys could each have their own bedroom. Sarah found a 3-bedroom apartment in Clintonville. It was in a safe neighborhood near good schools. The rent was $1,000 a month. Sarah could afford it with her teaching salary and the donated money. On a Saturday in late April, Monica and Kevin helped Sarah move. Linda watched the boys while they packed boxes and loaded Monica's truck. By evening, everything was moved to the new apartment. The boys were so excited, they ran from room to room. "I get my own room," Matthew shouted. "Me too," Marcus yelled. Michael and Mason jumped up and down. Sarah stood in the living room of her new apartment and felt grateful. The boys each had their own bedroom. There was a nice kitchen. The bathroom was clean and new. This was a fresh start. That same weekend, Jennifer gave birth. She went into labor on Saturday evening. Her mother, Carol, drove her to the hospital in Akron. Jennifer's father, Mark, met them there. Jennifer labored for 12 hours. On Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. He weighed 7 pounds and 3 ounces. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. He looked like Jennifer. Jennifer held her baby and cried. She named him Ethan. She did not give him Tyler's last name. She gave him her last name, Ethan Parker. Carol and Mark stood next to Jennifer's hospital bed. They looked at their grandson with love. "He's perfect," Carol said. Jennifer looked at her baby's face. "I'm going to raise him right. He'll never know his father. Tyler doesn't deserve to know him." Jennifer stayed in the hospital for 2 days. Then she went home to her parents' house. Carol and Mark helped her with the baby. They woke up for night feedings. They changed diapers. They supported Jennifer completely. Jennifer never called Tyler to tell him about the birth. Tyler had no idea he had a son. Jennifer wanted it that way. Meanwhile, Tyler started his job at the grocery store. He worked overnight stocking shelves. He wore a blue vest and used a hand truck to move boxes. The work was hard and boring. Tyler's back hurt. His feet hurt. He came home at 6:30 in the morning, exhausted. Tyler slept during the day. He woke up at 5 in the evening. He ate dinner alone. Then he took the bus to work. This was his routine now. One night in early May, Tyler was stocking cereal when he saw a familiar face. David Chen, Tyler's old college roommate. David was shopping with his wife. They did not see Tyler at first. Tyler ducked behind a shelf. He did not want David to see him working at a grocery store. But David walked down the cereal aisle. He looked right at Tyler. "Tyler." Tyler stood up slowly. "Hey, David." David looked at Tyler's blue vest. He looked at the boxes of cereal on the floor. "You work here now?" "Yeah. Night shift." David's wife looked uncomfortable. She pulled on David's arm. "We should go." David nodded. He looked at Tyler one more time. "Take care, man." They walked away. Tyler felt humiliation burn in his chest. His old roommate saw him stocking shelves at minimum wage. Everyone would know. David would tell people from the reunion. Tyler's fall from success was complete. In mid-May, Tyler received another letter from Sarah's lawyer, Amanda Price. The court had decided on child support. Tyler owed $75,000 in back payments for 7 years. He also owed $1,000 a month going forward. Tyler read the letter twice. $75,000. He did not have that money. He made less than $2,000 a month now. How could he pay $1,000 in child support? Tyler called the court. He explained that he lost his job. He explained his new income. The court reduced his monthly payment to $50. That was all he could afford. $50 a month for 4 children. It was pathetic. but it was all Tyler could give. Sarah received the court decision in the mail. Tyler would pay $50 a month. Sarah shook her head. $50 for 4 boys. That was $12.50 per child. It was insulting. But Sarah did not care about Tyler's money anymore. She had the donations. She had her teaching salary. She had her mother's help. She did not need Tyler. On a Saturday in late May, Tyler tried to visit Sarah's old apartment building. He wanted to see his sons. He wanted to meet them. He took the bus to Clintonville and walked to the building on Patterson Avenue. Tyler knocked on the apartment door. An elderly man answered. "Can I help you?" "I'm looking for Sarah Morrison. Does she live here?" "Sarah moved out last month. I don't know where she went." Tyler felt frustration. Sarah had moved. He had no way to find her. He tried calling Lincoln Elementary School. The receptionist answered. "Can I speak to Sarah Morrison, please?" "Who's calling?" "Tyler Morrison. I need to talk to her about our sons." The receptionist was quiet for a moment. "Please hold." Tyler waited 5 minutes. Then the receptionist came back. "I'm sorry, sir. Mrs. Morrison is not available to take your call. Can you tell her it's important?" "She does not wish to speak with you. Please don't call again." The receptionist hung up. Tyler stared at his phone. Sarah was blocking him. She would not let him see his sons. Tyler felt angry. Those were his children. He had a right to see them. But Tyler had no rights. He abandoned those children. He ignored them for 7 years. He had no claim to them now. Tyler sat in his small apartment that evening thinking about his sons. He had seen them only once at the reunion. 4 identical boys with his face. He did not even know their personalities. He did not know what they liked to eat. He did not know their favorite colors. He knew nothing about them. Tyler wanted to change that. He wanted to be their father. But Sarah would not talk to him. The school would not help him. He had no way to reach her. Tyler hired a lawyer. The lawyer's name was George Martin. He worked in a small office downtown. Tyler met with him on a Tuesday afternoon. Tyler took the bus because he had no car. "I want to see my sons," Tyler told George. "Their mother won't let me contact her." George looked at Tyler's file. "Mr. Morrison, you abandoned these children for 7 years. You have no custody rights. You have no visitation rights. The mother has full legal custody." "But they're my sons. I have a right to see them." George shook his head. "You gave up that right when you left. If you want to see them now, you'll need to go through the proper channels. File for visitation, attend parenting classes, pay your child support obligations." "I'm paying child support, $50 a month. That's not enough for 4 children. The court will want to see more effort. You'll need to pay back support, attend therapy, prove you're a responsible parent." "How much will all that cost?" George looked at some papers. "The back support is $75,000. Parenting classes cost about $500. Therapy costs about $100 per session. You'd need at least 6 sessions. Tyler felt his chest tighten. He did not have that kind of money. He made less than $2,000 a month. After rent, food, and bills, he had almost nothing left. "I can't afford that," Tyler said quietly. "Then you can't see your sons." "I'm sorry, Mr. Morrison. That's how it works." Tyler left the lawyer's office. He walked to the bus stop and waited in the hot June sun. He had no way to see his children. He had no way to fix what he broke. Meanwhile, Sarah received a letter from Tyler's lawyer requesting visitation rights. Sarah showed the letter to her own lawyer, Amanda Price. Amanda read the letter and laughed. "He wants visitation, but he hasn't paid back support. He hasn't attended any classes. He hasn't done anything to prove he's ready to be a father." "What should I do?" Sarah asked. "I'll write back with your terms. Tyler needs to pay the $75,000 in back support first. He needs to complete parenting classes. He needs to attend family therapy. Only after all that will we consider supervised visitation." Amanda sent the letter to Tyler's lawyer. Tyler received it 3 days later. He read the terms and felt anger. $75,000. He would never have that much money. Not working at a grocery store, not in his current situation. Tyler crumpled up the letter and threw it in the trash. He gave up. He would never see his sons. He would never be their father. That door was closed forever. Weeks passed. Summer came to Columbus. The weather was hot and humid. Sarah took the boys to the community pool on weekends. They swam and played. They were happy. The boys had adjusted well to the new apartment. Each boy decorated his own bedroom. Matthew put up posters of astronauts. Marcus put up posters of dinosaurs. Michael covered his walls with his own drawings. Mason put up posters of animals. Linda came over every day to help. She picked up the boys from school. She made them snacks. She helped with homework. Linda was more than a grandmother. She was a second parent. Monica visited often too. She brought pizza on Friday nights. She played games with the boys. She was Aunt Monica to them. They loved her. Sarah's life had stabilized. She had a good job, a nice apartment, healthy sons, supportive family and friends. The video from the reunion was old news now. People had moved on. Sarah's story was not trending anymore. Life was normal again. In July, Sarah took the boys to see a movie. They saw an animated film about talking animals. The boys loved it. They ate popcorn and laughed. After the movie, they went to get ice cream. While they waited in line, a woman approached Sarah. She was about 40 years old with kind eyes. "Excuse me, are you Sarah Morrison?" Sarah tensed. "Yes." "I saw your video, the one from the reunion. I just wanted to tell you that you're an inspiration. I'm a single mother too. Watching you stand up to your ex-husband gave me courage to leave my own bad relationship. Thank you." The woman walked away before Sarah could respond. Sarah felt strange. She never thought of herself as an inspiration. She just did what she had to do to survive. But apparently her story helped other people. Women in bad relationships, single mothers struggling alone, people who needed to see that strength was possible. Sarah decided to use the remaining donation money wisely. She opened college savings accounts for all 4 boys. She put $5,000 in each account. The boys were only 7 now, but in 11 years they would be 18. The money would grow. They would be able to go to college. Sarah also started therapy for herself. She found a counselor named Dr. Lisa Chen, who specialized in helping single mothers. Sarah went to therapy once a week. "How do you feel about what happened at the reunion?" Dr. Chen asked during one session. "I don't know. Part of me feels guilty. I ruined Tyler's engagement. I embarrassed him in front of everyone." "Did you tell lies about Tyler?" "No, I only told the truth." "Then you didn't ruin anything. Tyler's own actions ruined his life. You simply exposed the truth. There's no shame in that." Sarah thought about Dr. Chen's words. Tyler made choices. He chose to leave. He chose to block Sarah's calls. He chose to lie about her. Sarah did not make him do those things. Tyler did them himself. "What about the boys?" Dr. Chen asked. "Do they ask about their father?" "Sometimes. Matthew asked me last week why he doesn't have a daddy." "What did you tell him?" "I told him the truth. I said his father wasn't ready to love them. I said it was his father's choice, not theirs. I told them they did nothing wrong." Dr. Chen nodded. "That's exactly right. Children need to know they're not at fault. Their father's absence is not their fault." Sarah continued therapy throughout the summer. It helped her process everything that happened: the divorce, the pregnancy, raising 4 boys alone, the reunion, the video, all of it. Meanwhile, Tyler's life continued its downward spiral. He worked at the grocery store 6 nights a week. He came home exhausted. He slept during the day. He had no friends, no family who spoke to him, no social life. Tyler's parents had tried to contact Sarah through Monica. Monica gave them Sarah's phone number. Patricia called Sarah in early August. "Hello?" Sarah answered. "Sarah, this is Patricia Morrison, Tyler's mother." Sarah was quiet. I know you have no reason to talk to me, but I wanted to apologize. For everything. For what Tyler did. For what Robert and I did. I should have taken your call 3 years ago. I should have listened to you." Sarah did not know what to say. Patricia continued. "I was wondering if I could meet my grandsons. I know I have no right to ask, but I would love to meet them. Just once." Sarah thought about it. Patricia abandoned her too. Patricia told her not to call. Patricia believed Tyler's lies. But Patricia was the boy's grandmother. They had a right to know her. "I need to think about it," Sarah said. "I understand. Take all the time you need. I'll wait for your answer." Sarah talked to Dr. Chen about it in therapy. "Tyler's mother wants to meet the boys. I don't know if I should let her." "How do you feel about it?" "Conflicted. She hurt me, but she's their grandmother. Maybe the boys deserve to know her." "You get to decide, Sarah. You're the mother. You have full custody. Whatever you choose is right." Sarah thought about it for 2 weeks. Finally, she called Patricia back. "You can meet the boys, but just you. Not Robert, not Tyler, and I'll be there the whole time." Patricia agreed immediately. They arranged to meet at a park in Clintonville on a Saturday afternoon in late August. Sarah brought all 4 boys. Patricia came alone. Patricia saw the boys and started crying. They looked exactly like Tyler when he was young. She knelt down to their level. "Hello, boys. I'm your grandmother." Matthew looked at Sarah. "Mommy, who is this?" "This is your daddy's mother, your other grandmother." Marcus stepped forward. He was always the bravest. "Do you have cookies?" Patricia laughed through her tears. "No, but I can bring some next time." They spent an hour at the park. Patricia watched the boys play. She talked to them about school. She learned their names and their personalities. She fell in love with all 4 of them. When it was time to go, Patricia hugged Sarah. "Thank you. Thank you for letting me meet them. They're wonderful." "They are," Sarah agreed. "I'll send them birthday presents and Christmas presents. I want to be in their lives, if you'll let me." Sarah nodded. "We can arrange regular visits, once a month maybe." Patricia left the park feeling happy. She had met her grandsons. They were healthy and smart and kind. Sarah had raised them well. Tyler never knew about this meeting. Patricia did not tell him. She knew Tyler would be angry, but Patricia did not care. She had a right to know her grandsons. Tyler remained alone, working nights and sleeping days, trapped in a life he created but never wanted. 3 years passed. The calendar changed from 2016 to 2019. Sarah's sons Matthew, Marcus, Michael, and Mason turned 10 years old in March. The boys had grown taller. They were in 4th grade now at Clintonville Elementary. They were smart and kind. They each had their own personality. Matthew wanted to be a teacher like his mother. He helped younger kids on the playground. Marcus loved science. He did experiments with baking soda and vinegar in the kitchen. Michael drew pictures constantly. His artwork covered every wall of the apartment. Mason told jokes and made everyone laugh. He could make Sarah smile even on hard days. Sarah still taught 2nd grade at Lincoln Elementary School. The school gave her a raise last year. She saved money carefully. She bought a newer used car to replace the old minivan. It was a silver Honda with only 40,000 miles on it. The windows all worked. The engine was reliable. The boys played soccer together. They were on the same team called the Clintonville Tigers. They wore red jerseys with numbers on the back. Matthew was number 7, Marcus was number 11, Michael was number 3, Mason was number 9. Sarah attended every game. She sat in her folding chair on the sidelines and cheered. Linda came to every game too. She was 63 now. Her hair was completely gray, but she was healthy and strong. She still picked up the boys from school every day. She still helped with homework. She was the best grandmother the boys could ask for. Monica and Kevin came to games when they could. Monica had a baby now, a daughter named Emma. The boys loved their baby cousin. They were gentle with her. They made her laugh. Patricia Morrison visited the boys once a month. She took them to lunch. She brought them gifts. She loved them completely. The boys called her Grandma Patricia. They did not know about Tyler. They did not know their other grandfather, Robert. Patricia never brought him to visits. Robert was too stubborn, too ashamed. He refused to meet the boys he rejected 3 years ago. On a Saturday morning in October, Sarah woke up early. Today was a special day. She was taking the boys to an Ohio State football game. She had bought 5 tickets months ago. The game started at noon. Sarah made pancakes for breakfast. The boys came to the kitchen still in their pajamas. They were excited and loud. "Are we really going to the game?" Mason asked for the 10th time. "Yes, we're really going," Sarah said with a smile. After breakfast, the boys got dressed. They each wore red Ohio State t-shirts. Sarah wore a gray Ohio State sweatshirt. They loaded into the Honda and drove toward campus. The stadium was huge and crowded. Thousands of people walked toward the entrance. Everyone wore red and gray. Everyone was excited. Sarah held Matthew and Marcus by the hand. Michael and Mason walked close beside her. They found their seats in the upper deck. The boys' eyes were wide. They had never seen so many people in one place. The stadium held over 100,000 fans. The game started. Ohio State played Michigan, the rivalry game. The crowd was loud. The boys shouted and cheered. When Ohio State scored a touchdown, Mason jumped up and down. When Michigan scored, Marcus booed. Sarah watched her sons enjoying themselves. She felt happy. These were the moments that mattered. Not fancy cars or expensive apartments, just simple joy with her children. Ohio State won the game 27-23. The crowd cheered. The band played the fight song. The boys sang along even though they did not know all the words. After the game, the university allowed fans to walk on the field. Sarah took the boys down to the field level. They ran onto the grass. They looked up at the empty stands. They felt the magnitude of the place. "Mom, this is amazing!" Matthew shouted. Sarah took pictures on her phone. The 4 boys standing on the Ohio State logo at midfield. All of them smiling. All of them happy. On the drive home, Mason asked a question. "Mom, do we have a dad?" Sarah had been expecting this question for years. The boys were 10 now. They understood that most kids had 2 parents. They understood their situation was different. Sarah pulled the car into a parking lot. She turned off the engine. She turned around to look at her sons. "Yes, you have a father. His name is Tyler Morrison." "Where is he?" Matthew asked. Sarah chose her words carefully. She had practiced this conversation with Dr. Chen many times. "Your father was not ready to love you. Before you were born, he decided to leave. I tried to tell him about you, but he did not want to listen. That was his choice, not yours. You boys did nothing wrong. Your father just was not ready to be a parent." Marcus looked thoughtful. "Does he know about us now?" "Yes. He knows about you, but he chose not to be in your life. That's his loss, because you 4 are the best thing that ever happened to me." Michael was quiet. Then he said, "Do you think he's sad he left?" Sarah thought about that. "I don't know, sweetheart. Maybe. But what matters is that you have people who love you. You have me. You have Grandma Linda. You have Aunt Monica. You have Grandma Patricia. You have so many people who love you." Mason nodded. "That's true. And you're a really good mom." The other boys agreed. Sarah felt tears in her eyes. "Thank you, boys. You're really good sons." They drove home. The boys talked about the football game for the rest of the day. They did not ask about Tyler again. They seemed satisfied with Sarah's answer. Meanwhile, Tyler still worked at the grocery store on the east side of Columbus. He was 35 years old now. He still worked the night shift stocking shelves. He still lived in the small 1-bedroom apartment. He still rode the bus to work. Tyler had aged badly. His brown hair was thinning. He had dark circles under his eyes. He gained weight from eating cheap processed food. He looked tired all the time. Tyler had no friends, no girlfriend, no social life. He worked, he slept, he existed. That was all. On a Tuesday evening in November, Tyler was stocking canned vegetables when he saw a woman shopping with a young boy. The boy was about 10 years old. He had brown hair and brown eyes. He looked exactly like Tyler. Tyler's heart stopped. Was this one of his sons? He stared at the boy. The boy was talking to the older woman, maybe his grandmother, Linda. Tyler recognized her from old photos. Tyler wanted to walk over. He wanted to say something. He wanted to tell the boy he was his father. But Tyler's feet would not move. He stood frozen behind a shelf watching. The boy laughed at something Linda said. His laugh was bright and happy. He looked healthy. He looked loved. He looked like he had a good life. Tyler realized he had no place in that life. He had given up that right 7 years ago. Now 10 years ago. Tyler watched the boy and Linda walk to the checkout. Then they left the store. Tyler did not know if that was Matthew, Marcus, Michael, or Mason. He would never know. Those boys were strangers to him. They had his face, but they did not know him. They did not need him. That night, Tyler went home to his empty apartment. He sat on his old couch and thought about his choices. He thought about leaving Sarah. He thought about blocking her calls. He thought about lying to everyone. He thought about the reunion. Tyler knew he destroyed his own life. He knew he hurt people who did not deserve it. He knew he abandoned 4 sons who needed a father. He knew he could never fix this. The damage was permanent. Tyler looked around his small apartment. This was his life now. This was his future. Alone, working minimum wage, recognized by strangers as the man from the video, the man who abandoned his children. Some mistakes could not be undone. Some choices defined a person forever. Tyler made his choice 10 years ago. Now he lived with it every single day. Meanwhile, Sarah tucked the boys into their beds that night. She kissed Matthew's forehead, then Marcus's, then Michael's, then Mason's. "Good night, boys. I love you." "Love you too, Mom," they said together. Sarah turned off the lights and walked to the living room. She sat on the couch and looked at the pictures on her phone from the football game. 4 happy boys smiling at the camera. 4 boys who were healthy and loved and whole. Sarah had raised them alone. She had worked hard. She had sacrificed. She had loved them with everything she had. And it was enough. She was enough. Sarah thought about Tyler sometimes. She wondered where he was. She wondered if he ever thought about his sons. She wondered if he regretted his choices. But those thoughts did not last long. Sarah had moved on. She had built a good life for her boys. She had surrounded them with love and support. She had shown them that one parent who truly loves them is better than 2 parents where one does not care. The boys knew the truth now. They knew they had a father who chose to leave, but they also knew they had a mother who chose to stay, who chose to fight, who chose to love them no matter what. That was the truth that mattered. That was the truth that would carry them through their lives. Sarah turned off the lights and went to bed. She fell asleep knowing she had done everything right. She had told the truth. She had raised her sons well. She had protected them. Love and truth were always stronger than lies and pride. Sarah had proven that. Her 4 sons were the evidence. 4 beautiful boys who would grow up knowing their mother's love was enough. Tyler had lost everything because he valued his pride more than his family. Some choices could not be fixed. Some mistakes lasted forever. Tyler would live with his choice every day for the rest of his life. But Sarah and her sons would continue moving forward, together, loved, whole, and that was enough. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen.